morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Yo, we got a little technical difficulties again. All we need is Lady Gift to scoot over a little bit so she can see us and be with us. Oh Lord. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Um, as you're coming on, like, love, and share, say something to us. It is Sunday morning, and I am absolutely excited to be alive and to be well. I'm grateful. And those of you that know old school testimony, I'm grateful for my lying down last night, and I'm also grateful for my early rise this morning. God is amazing. He is a keeper, and we celebrate him this morning. So as you're coming on, y'all like, love, and share. Tell somebody else that you're on live with us. Get in the comment section. Say something to us. It is Sunday morning with the Gibbs. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday to each and every last one of you. We are traveling, but we are excited to be with you and look forward to seeing every last one of you for our 11:15 service. Yeah, 11:15 a.m. Is the start time of our service, and we are on the interstate. Y'all, we're on the interstate, and we're traveling down to Charleston, South Carolina, Latson, to be a part of this incredible worship encounter. It is our prayer that bodies are healed today. It's our prayer that lives are changed for the better. It is our prayer that whatever it is that you need from God, you will receive just that. Listen, you don't want to sit home this morning. This is the first Sunday, all right? And I believe it is how we start a thing. If it is that we're putting in effort and our best foot forward, I just believe that we can start it right and we can end it right. So welcome to November, the month of November, and I pray that you got your additional 1 hour of sleep. And rest. Which means everybody should be on time this morning. Everybody should be ready this morning. I'm excited because we have a full day. We got a full ticket today. This morning at 11:15, we'll be at Life Empowerment, the Safe House. And then this afternoon or this evening at 6 p.m., we will be with my bishop, my pastor, Bishop Dr. T.L. Penny, celebrating her birthday. And so, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Today is gonna be crazy. Life Empowerment, the Safe House. There is a word from the Lord. Oh, there's a word from the Lord, and I want you to know that Lady and I, we're excited that God have graced us to be your leaders. Absolutely. We're excited about that. We're excited that God embraced us to be your leaders, that He would use our voice to share with those of you that just need a word of encouragement, a word from the Lord. So, good morning from Bishop Gibbs. I'll allow Pastor Jan to share a word real quick of good morning. Good morning and happy Sunday to every last one of you. And we're thankful that you are here with us, and we're thankful for your ability to make the decision to be present. And I've been thinking about the word of the Lord that was shared even on last Sunday with us, and the part A of it rather, that was shared with us on on last Sunday, especially in the aspect of making sure that we have a grip on what our personal confession is. Yeah. And making sure that we are not distracted by the movements or the conversations or the decisions of others. And so I want to make sure, as the body of believers, that we are remaining fixed in our faith. God. That you are remaining firm in your decisions, that you are remaining in a place where you have this personal relationship with God and you know Him for yourself. Wow. Because a lot of times what will happen, and I believe that parents, they do this with their children, and I'm going to train you up. I was listening even to Minister Synovia. She was working with one of her godchildren, and I'm going to train you, and I'll give you the fundamentals, but there will be a time where you will have to apply that for yourself. Yeah. And I believe that we are in a place where we are applying our personal faith. And as we are applying our personal faith and we are trusting God for ourselves,
I believe that we're still going to see the hand of God. I believe that this, regardless of what we are seeing around us, that we have a fixed faith and a fixed expectation that we will see the hand of God work miracles in our life. He is still the God of miracles.
Yeah.
He is still the God of signs. He is still the God of wonders. And He is still the God who hears and answers the prayers and the cries of His people. And so I want you to be encouraged. Don't let the times make you doubt your God.
Yeah.
Don't make the famine of a moment think that your God still won't supply. Because you serve a God that can and He will for His body of believers.
Yeah. So good morning, everybody. Again, I hope y'all love it. Y'all liking, you're sharing, you're telling somebody else about our broadcast. That's what your dad called it, broadcast. So we're excited again that we get to share again this morning the word of the Lord, as Lady said, and we get to share part B of that word. When I tell you, God got a way. He really have a way. And I always say this, and I want you all to know it. Oftentimes, we are the first partakers, especially those persons who deliver the word. You're the first partaker of the challenge that comes with delivering, the word of the Lord. And when I tell you, the enemy knows how to shake your faith. You know, he knows how to come in and how to just kind of hang on to you, to get you to try his best to get you to fold. And the word for Sunday, there were two words that we held on to, and that word was courage and strength. Courage and strength. And Lady just said it. You know, you got to be sold out. You gotta be sold out. And your confession, is almost like what we said when we were little, and what we heard when we were younger. You gotta put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
If it is that you are standing on the promises of God, then that's where you gotta be. And sometimes in standing in the promises or standing on the promises of the Lord, it can be quite challenging because all around you could give way. And hear me when I say it, all around you could give way. I mean, like, the Bible speaks of, who was it? Peter. When Jesus told Peter to come, to him. And Peter heard the voice of God. He had that commitment that he loved him. But the issue was he lost focus. And I think so many of us, when life happens, we put a lot of focus on the situation or the problem or the condition or the circumstance, and we remove it from God. And I believe when we give it to God, when we place it in his care, when we place it in his hand, we got to know that it's going to be all right. Yes, you may have a little pull here, and yes, you may have a little tug here, but at the end of the day, God is a God that solves.
Yeah.
God is a God that hears and a God that answers. And so we got to make sure that our faith is rooted. You know, we got to make sure that our faith is rooted. And that's kind of what we shared, just piggybacking off of Sunday. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, they were in captivity. And I need y'all to hear this. Captivity is a strange place. It's a place of strain. It's a place of pressure. It's a place where your witness is tried. It is. But nevertheless, Daniel said, we don't eat that. Daniel said, that's not how we do it. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they said, this is not the way. We are not going to bow. We are not going to bend. And brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, this is such a fitting word. And I'm talking about fitting and a fresh word from heaven, especially during the times, as Lady said, that we're living in right now. We are living in I'm talking about some crazy, crazy, crazy times. And it's from leadership on down. You hear me? From leadership on down. It's just crazy. There's a lot going on in our country. People are facing, some of the worst days that they've probably ever faced, in their life. It's not to say that we haven't had bad situations before, But personally, some people have never been in a place of lack, to this degree. They've never been in a place of you have a home that you must pay for and you're finding out that you don't have a job. That's difficult, especially when it is that, your family rely on, or you basically, you rely on you to get it done so that you could live. I was watching just a little news the other night, and I saw this lady on the news, and she was talking of how it is that she worked, work in the government, and because of the shutdown, she was sharing, because of the shutdown, she haven't received payment, you know. And now what she's doing is she's kind of focusing on her craft, and so she's painting on her talent, and she's praying that as she paints, that people would buy her painting so that she can stay afloat. People are going through some challenging situations, and when you talk about, the strong mental health crises that took place in about 2008, going into about 2000 and what 20. That was pressure for a lot of people because we didn't even know what to call it. We just knew that people had situations going on that people weren't thinking properly or thinking clearly. But just think about now. How much it is that people need the support of ministries, the support of pastors and leaders, those persons who are called to the ministry, the fivefold. Just think about how much people need us now, because of what they're going through. These situations are causing some people to say, I'm done. I'm through. I don't want to do this no more. Those suicidal thoughts, the thoughts of just giving up, the thoughts of staying in bed and saying, you know what, this is the end for me. But I want to share with my brothers and my sisters, I want to share this with you. And it's an old hymn. It's an old hymn. And Lady Gibbs, you can help me with this hymn because it says, my hope is built.
Yeah.
And I need you to understand that you got to have your hope in God. All right? Deferred hope is not what you need, but you got to hold on to God, and you got to know that He's going to see you through.
Absolutely.
All right? He's going to see you through. And from that little segue, our ministry, go ahead.
I even with that word, with the word of built,
Yeah.
that is a process.
Yeah.
The building
Foundation.
is there's so many different layers
Yeah.
to that. And so, when we talk about I've been built for this, that didn't come overnight.
Yeah.
That did, and sometimes we got to sit in the testimony of who God has been.
Yeah.
We've got to sit in the history
Yeah.
of who God has been and who God has been to our families, who He's been to us personally, and what He's allowed us to see. And a lot of times, I think even with Daniel, one of the things that you brought out on last Sunday that just resonated with me is Daniel was not bothering anybody. He was doing what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
They brought it to him.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we'll get stuck in, but I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
We'll get stuck in, but I didn't provoke this.
Yeah.
We'll get stuck in, but I didn't start this. No, you didn't start this, but you've been trusted with it.
Good God. Good God.
You didn't trust. You have been trusted to endure hardship as a good soldier.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we fix our faith, we also fix our perception.
Yeah.
When you fix your faith, you also fix, how am I choosing now to look at this? No, I didn't start this fight, but the God I serve, I'm gonna win it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't provoke it, but I bet you I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna finish it strong. I'm gonna finish it in my right mind. I'm gonna finish it sober. I'm gonna finish it with victory. I won't be defeated at the end of this.
I will finish. I need somebody to type that. I will finish. And that's a personal testimony.
Yes.
Oftentimes what we do is we pull on everybody else's testament and their testimony and their words, but you got to have that word as your own. That got to be your hope. Your hope, your investment in self is, I won't give up.
Yeah.
my investment is, I have went through too much. I've gone through too much, and I have seen the hand of God. I've seen his provision. And you got to understand, that your job is not greater than the God that provided it.
Yeah.
All right? Your money is not greater than the God that provided it. And so you must know that he is Jehovah Jireh.
Absolutely.
Jehovah Jireh.
Absolutely.
He is Jehovah Jireh. Somebody on this live right now, you need to encourage somebody else to tune in only because they're going through something that they've shared with you, and they need that reminder to know that God got them and that God is going to provide. He is never too late. That's what Shirley Caesar says. He's never too late. He's always on time. But the thing about us is we fail to get in line for miracles. We will stand in line for food. We will stand in line for the new cell phone. We'll stand in line for the new shoes. We'll stand in line, for all these other places and things for assistance. But I want to know how many of you are in line for miracles. How many of you are saying, Bishop Gibbs, Lady Gibbs, we are in line this morning. I am standing in line. And sometimes in that line, I remember years ago, I think we connected during this time because she didn't know a lot about some of the craziness that happens in Charleston, during some of the holiday seasons. But I'm telling you, you will have people on Black Friday that will be, casting tents outside of stores waiting because they want to get in to make that purchase. But I want to know why it is, and this is biblical too, why it is that many of us are not setting up our tents and opening up our tents so that we can hear what the Father is saying to the church. We're not doing that. People aren't running the church. And I understand, I get it, I understand, and I get it. People got a lot to say about church, but what they believe and what they want is they want the church to speak well of them. And not only that, and that's eulogizing them, they want the church to speak well of them. And then, at the end of their lives, glory to God, they want the church to deal with their body that never made confession, that never settled, that never stopped to say, Lord, I thank you. But it's the church's obligation now and the church's duty, watch this, to bury and to put away and to make it look good. And when all reality is, you've never celebrated. You don't confess. You don't get in line. And so my call to those of you that are on this live, my call is that you would settle yourself and that you would posture yourself in a place where you can receive the best from God. And that is in his will.
Absolutely. And I do.
That's hard, I know.
It is.
But it's the truth. Somebody got to say it.
Somebody has to say it. And then I think, like we've talked about, it's our job as believers to make sure that we speak life naturally and spiritually to restore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And to be in place. Bishop was talking about, the times that we're in. And I believe, and he and I have talked about it, in the aspect of now for those that are in line,
yes,
there must be provision.
Yes.
For those that are in line, yes, there must be the tangible provision as well.
Yeah.
Because I think about, like, even on last Sunday, before we closed out, who in here is affected?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
in here?
Yeah.
Because there may be somebody that we did not know that has been in line,
yeah,
that has been positioned.
And we don't know.
And we don't know. So as leaders, as the house, as caretakers, who in this house is one of those ones that's affected by the government shutdown?
Yeah.
But what we've got to do, a part of the Bible even says that I believe it was David that he cried. He says in Psalm, I cried and he delivered. And a lot of times we want deliverance, but we don't want to open up our mouths.
Uh-oh.
We don't want to be honest with, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's me, oh Lord. There is a need. And we don't want to, you can't, and a part of you being here and a part of you being connected and a part of truth is, you can't let pride get in the way.
Yeah.
You can't let the pride of a moment get in the way. And even with Daniel and the three Hebrew boys, it wasn't that I'm so prideful that I'm gonna get in this moment and forget who I am. No, I know who I am. I just won't succumb to the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking truth. You're talking truth.
But as leaders,
yeah, you're talking
and
truth.
as caretakers to those that have been in line,
Yeah.
let me ask the question. And then let's work on solution and understanding of he's placed us in this earth.
Yeah.
And as he's going to provide, sometimes he's going to use your hand to do the provision.
Yeah. And prepare to weather the conditions
Yes.
of the line.
Yes.
You
Yes.
got to prepare to weather the conditions of the line, because the sun may be shining, it may be raining. That don't mean you get out of line.
Absolutely.
And so that's the question. The question is, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
How bad do you want it? I always tell the testimony of my mother when my mother was sick, and literally, they brought my mother to the church. They refused to allow her to sit home. She didn't want to sit home. She wanted to get to the church, and made a pallet on the floor.
Yeah.
They made a pallet on the floor,
Yeah.
so that she could get what she needed from God. And I'm telling you, people of God, that's what God is saying. God is saying, I want to know who want it bad. There's some people that say that they want it, but they don't really need that. They don't really want to be healed. They don't really want to be delivered. But I want to know who's willing to say, Gibbs, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to maneuver myself to get where I need to go in order to touch the hem of his garment. We got to stop allowing the presence of the Lord to pass by and we don't reach out.
Oh, absolutely. I can remember, and I think I've shared this with you all. I can remember when I was working at Applebee's, working in the holidays, and was robbed at gunpoint. Robbed at gunpoint on a Saturday night, left in the freezer, me and some of my coworkers. But that next morning,
good God,
I had to be in the sanctuary.
No, I gotta focus on my trauma. No, I can't go anywhere. I need to stay home and feed my trauma. I gotta feed the trauma. I gotta talk about it to make No.
And a lot of people did not know I didn't make an announcement of the experience.
Good.
Those who needed to know knew. Those who needed to know, my leaders.
That's a sermon right there.
Those who needed to know knew.
The freezer changed my life.
I didn't make an announcement of the trauma. I just needed to be in the sanctuary.
In the presence of the Lord.
That's it.
There is fullness.
There's full. And to this day, I can't tell you what Bishop Gathers preached. I can't tell you what he preached. I can't tell you what song the praise team sung. But I do know that that's where I needed to be. My spirit, and it was good for me to be. I needed to be there. I needed to be in the presence of the Lord. And I didn't come with the, I need y'all, so y'all know what I lived through to get here. No. I didn't need that. I didn't need that. I needed to be where he was so that not my title, because at that time I was an elder. I didn't need to be there for the attention. I needed to be there for his presence. And that had nothing to do with anybody else. It was personal.
That's it.
It was personal.
That's it.
It wasn't a God, how could you? It was God, thank you.
Yeah.
And that changes your perspective. Because a lot of times, and y'all know, Bishop said this probably 2-3 years ago, but I have pulled on it. We miss moments trying to focus on the moment instead of the victory of what happened.
Jesus.
And it is a decision. Mama Glenn preached that and continues to. I know that it's been a part of her ministry for over 20 plus years. It's a decision.
Yeah.
It's a decision. You got to choose to get up out of that bed.
Good girl.
You got to choose to put some clothes on. You got to choose to make it to get to the sanctuary. Choose that I live and for you I die. I choose that I will bless the Lord at all times. That is a decision. That's a decision that while I'm waiting on him to perform, while I'm waiting on him to do, while I'm waiting on him to meet needs, waiting on him to provide, my posture will be that of gratitude.
Now, I wanted to wait until service to say this, but I don't want to forget it. So I want to just jump in right here. Because you said something, my will, my desire, my posture. And I need somebody just to write this, or you can type this in the chat. Skill and will. Oftentimes in education, I'm gonna be a guru one day. Oftentimes in education, we sit and we come to these, we have meetings. And one of the things that we have to determine inside meetings um, is the student uh, missing the skill, or is it that the student have the skill and they just don't have the will?
Yeah.
And oftentimes what I find with a lot of people is they know who God is.
Yeah.
They know Bible. A lot of them even know lesson texts, but they don't have the will to be postured, the will to maintain, the will to stay still.
Yeah.
All right. So my prayer is, those of you that's looking, those of you that's watching us this morning, my prayer is that you will get up. My prayer is that you will get running. My prayer is that you will stand in line. As long as, I don't care how long it is, you got to stand in line until.
Yeah.
Stand in line until. Well, Gibbs, what if it doesn't happen this year? Stand in line until.
That's good.
Well, Gibbs, what if it don't happen, until March? Stand in line until. Because what I do know is God is a God, watch this, that will cause us to triumph. And that is to progress.
Yeah.
All right? God is a God that will lead us to success. God is a God that will open doors. God is a God, watch this, that will help us. And Lady Gibbs, this may be a little off for some people. God is so good. For those of you that don't know how to do certain things, or how to accomplish certain things, God is so good that he'll put it in a book. God is so good that he'll put it in technology.
Staying in TikTok.
God is so good that he'll give AI directives on how to help you get what's coming to you next. Well, just like the Bible says that, who was it? It was Moses. Because I got to help somebody before I leave now. Moses said to God, I can't speak. I don't speak properly. How am I gonna do this? And God said, I'm not concerned about you.
Right.
I'm not concerned about that. I got people around you that can do what you can't do.
Absolutely.
And they're still gonna make you look good. God has people around you that's willing to lend their gifts and their talents to help you go and get where you need to be.
You got to get out your own ego, though.
Ruby Consulting. Well, I don't know how to do. And I'm tired of people saying I don't know how to do. Because what's happening is you fighting. And you ain't fighting. You're not fighting against skill. You're fighting against will.
Right.
You just don't want to do it. You just don't want to go to work. You just don't want a job. Hey, sorry. This tight butt is right. And I'm not going to get a whole lot of amens. You know why? Because people who have will issues are people who have commitment issues. You can't commit to an amen when you are not willed to a yes, Lord.
That's good. That's good.
You got to be willed. So if you're not willed, you won't be committed. If you're not willed, you are not going to get out there and do what it takes to accomplish. Like literally, I sat with myself yesterday, y'all. I was just driving, sat with myself, and I just talked to myself, and I was like, the reason why you where you are is because you have not tapped into all the resources you could have tapped into. There are grants out there, not just for your church. There are grants for your platform. There are grants, for your small businesses. There are grants, for what it is that you're doing in education. There are grants out there that you have not tapped into. And it's nobody else's fault but yours. It's literally at your fingertip. But you don't have the will. That's power right there.
That's something.
To get it done.
That's a self-talk.
Because I wait on everybody else to do it. and think everybody else is supposed to accomplish my dreams and my vision, and get frustrated when people don't do what I tell them to do. When God has given you the will, when God has given you hands and feet, when God has given you your own mind to get it done. All right, y'all. I want to close with this. If it is that you are struggling, you're going through, and I'm telling y'all, we a small ministry, and we do this first. I gotta really help those persons that don't understand this, because people will get upset and think I'm a horrible person when they inbox me or they write me or message me because I don't do what they want me to do. We believe in taking care of home first. I am sorry about. No, I'm not making an apology for that. I'm not apologizing for that. We have people in our very own ministry who are really going through, who are really suffering, who have stuff, who have real stuff. All right, skill or will, who have real stuff. All right, that they're facing. But at the end of the day, all right, our mission is to help. Our mission is to provide. And so if we have families out there that saying, hey, Gibbs, we don't have resources for Thanksgiving. All right, you don't have resources for Thanksgiving. You know, I'm going to partner with some of the leadership at my church and some of the people at my church, as well as some of my friends and possibly even family members. I want to partner and I want to be of assistance to those persons who need. All right. So if you are standing in need, y'all get in our inbox. Let us know. You know, I believe in years past we've helped some families, and if it is that you need help, you need assistance, and you're real about it. I'm talking about you really need assistance, not I just want extra. I'm talking about Gibbs. We are not going to have a Thanksgiving this year for real. Me and my family, we don't have it. We don't have it. We just don't have it. If you are on this line and that's you, I want you to get in our inbox and let us know. And we want to try our best to provide. All right? We want to try our best to provide. We're not putting it all on our local church, but I'm going to ask some of my friends who don't mind helping out, and my family members who don't mind helping out. You know, maybe it is that I have some people that says, you know what, Gibbs, I won't mind helping, you know, provide food for a family. You know, maybe it's cooked. Maybe it's food that you just say, I got some resource. I can get a turkey. I can get a ham. All right, Gibbs, I'll give you a turkey and a ham. Just tell me where to take it. Who needs it? If there's a family that says, you know what, I just need the fixings. You know, I got a turkey, I got a ham, but we don't have any fixings. We need rice. All right? Let's do that. So if I'm talking to you, y'all, please, please, please reach out to our church and we'll be glad to help you out. Y'all, we are almost at the sanctuary, but I do want to say this to those of you that's on the live. If it is that this is your Sunday to sow seed, you want to tithe, you want to give an offering, you see what we got going on, and you're like, Gibbs, I want to stand with you all. I want you to do that, all right? It's November, and so if it is that you would like to assist us, you would like to help out with our ministry, y'all go ahead and sow your seed, and I believe it's at the bottom of the screen for those of you that would like to sow seed. Yes. The Cash App is at the handle is at the bottom of the screen, as well as the telephone number I believe that you can call and you can sow that seed. But I want to say thank you so much for those of you that have been rocking out with us. We are in our facility. We're doing a lot of work. We had a meeting on yesterday to get some more things accomplished. So y'all keep on doing what you're doing. Keep supporting. Scan that QR code if you need to. But however it is that you do, y'all be of an assistance if it is that you can. We appreciate everything that you all are doing to help us move forward in God. Join us on tonight at 6 p.m. Or today at 11:15 a.m. All right, join us, join us, join us. Leaders, remember, I expect to see you all at 11. So I need to see y'all in the sanctuary. I shouldn't just see Elder Washington in the sanctuary. I need all my leaders, those of you that are preachers. I consider all preachers leaders, those ushers, those persons that are serving. I need to see you all right? So y'all please try your best to get to church on time. Be safe, be careful. And also remember, you may get a little traffic, but if you get some traffic, just wait. Stay in line. Remember, you're next in line for your miracle. You don't get out of line because you get frustrated. Talking to myself. My wife can tell you, I don't like lines. I don't like waiting. I don't like none of that stuff.
Lord, he is ministering to himself.
I'm really ministering to myself. All right? And it's not that I think I'm too great. I don't have patience. That's something I'm praying about. You know, I've been praying about that for years. So, hey, glory to God. Praise the Lord. Still working on it. God is not through with me yet. Y'all join us on Tuesday for Tuesday Tune-Up, and join us on Wednesday for Fuel. I have really been missing Tuesday Tune-Up. During that time, I'm with kiddos and all that good stuff, but I got to figure out a way to try to steal away for just a couple of minutes so I can hear a little bit of it. I'm sharing it on my page. I'm going back and I'm watching it throughout the week, but I'm asking you all to make sure if you can attend Tuesday Tune-Up or Wednesday Fuel, jump on at a later time and still get the message, all right? Get the message. We love y'all with the love of the Lord. Let it give any other announcements.
That is it. We'll
That
see
is
you at
it.
11:50.
We'll see y'all soon. Be blessed and prosper is our prayer. Novi, we'll see you soon. We love you.